So let's talk about intercepts. Whenever we talk about x and y intercepts, it's telling us where it's crossing the y-axis versus the x-axis. So in order to do that, we need to know that whenever we cross the x-axis, whenever we cross this line, y is always 0. Whenever we cross the y-axis, the x is always 0. So if y'all can get this down, it will make it so much easier for you when it comes time to graphing, okay? So I'm going to draw this little graph over here, kind of explain just a little bit more. My x-axis is this vertical line, or excuse me, horizontal line. Sorry guys. Is the horizontal line that goes across. Whenever I cross this horizontal line, my y is always 0. Now, my y-axis is this vertical axis, this vertical line, and anytime I cross this vertical line here, my x is always 0, okay? And that's called y-intercept, because we're crossing the y-axis. So what we need to do is take these equations and solve for it so we know where to plot the x and y intercept. So I know that I'm going to have an ordered pair of some number for x, 0 for y, and I need to figure out what x is. So I'm going to take the equation, and where I see y, I will plug in 0. Alright, so let's plug in 0 for y. Well, 0 times 5 is 0, right? And it goes away. And now I'm left with 7x divided by 35. To undo the multiplication, I need to divide by that 7. Because we need a positive 1 coefficient on x. And what do I do to one side, I do to the other. And 7 goes into 35 5 times. So now I know what x is. So my x-intercept is when x is 5 and y is 0. So now, let's look at our y-intercept. Our y-intercept is crossing the y-axis, meaning that x is 0. So I know this order pair is going to start out at 0 for x and some number for y. And I'm going to take this function here, and where I see x, we need to plug in 0. And then we're going to solve for the y value. Okay, so let's plug it in. Well, when I do 5 times 0, that goes away, right? And leaves me with negative 5y divided by 35. And we need a positive 1 on my y value. So to undo multiplication, I need to divide by that negative 5. And then I say y is equal to positive 35 divided by negative 5 is a negative 7. So that order pair is 0, negative 7. So I can plot both of these on this line. I go to the center point, the origin, and I go from 0, 0, and I see that y, or x in the first order pair is positive 5. So I'd go over 5 and I would plot it there because that's where y is 0 and x is 5. Go back to 0, 0. And we're going to stay on the y-axis because x is 0 now. And we're going to go down to the negative 7. So that's how we do x and y intercepts. Thank you.